We're here at Lenzerheide and we're going to be bringing you all the hottest tech from the Downhill World Cup. Stick around. So we've managed to get our hands on Asa Vermette's custom frameworks bike with this special World Champs colourway on it. It looks amazing in this chrome. It's got the lovely 5-dev cranks on it with an O-chain as well, and then a few other custom trick bits. So it's got custom TRP brakes on there as well, custom MV graphics. All around it just looks absolutely amazing. Will he change this much from Chambéry for this track this weekend?
It probably changed a little bit with the suspension setup.
Yeah.
Chambéry is really steep, so the average position on the bike changes a little bit due to the gradient. And this track is flatter. It's definitely on the flatter side of current World Cup tracks.
Yeah.
So just as far as like spring rates, pressures in the suspension front and rear, probably change a little bit to balance it out on a flatter track.
Yeah, sweet. And you changed the production bike a little bit at the beginning of the year. Is this fairly similar to the production bike, or does Asa run a fairly custom setup?
Nope, this is pretty much identical to the 2025 production bikes.
Yeah.
We changed them a little bit from what the guys were racing last year, and that went into this year's production bike. The only thing that's different with Asa's bike is because it was made just for him, it's a 490 reach.
Okay.
Our bike's normally 485, so he could run it with a +5 reach adjust, but if we're making these guys frames that are just for them, we might as well make it so they can run it with no adjustment and be in the middle of the setting they want to start in.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be working for the team at the moment. Yeah, really appreciate your time. Thank you, Nico.
Yeah, thank
Cheers,
you.
dude.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. So we're just outside the DT Swiss pits, and I know they've been developing a sneaky little thing that sits in the hub that is designed to reduce pedal kickback. We're going to pop in and let them explain it for us, but I do know Valley Hull's been using this, so it's a really exciting add-on for the bikes.
What's new with this hub is, we call it degrees of freedom system, which reduces pedal kickback noise from the chain.
Yeah.
When you compare the standard ratchet with this one, there's only a few splines outside, and you can position it in different positions. Yeah? If you put it into this two splines, it's the same. You have no freedom. Yeah?
Okay.
Then you can swap to this one, which allows 10 degrees of freedom.
Okay, awesome.
And also this 20 degrees of freedom. It depends on the application. Maybe if you are riding up and down, 10 degree would be your choice.
But for downhill
only descending, then 20 degree is awesome.
So we're just outside Specialized Gravity Racing pits, and we've spotted the new Specialized demo. It looks pretty close to production now. We can see Finn Isles, Loic Bruni's and Jordan Williams, and it's also tricked out with the new Brembo brakes. Take a look at these guys. So we're just at the Scott Downhill factory pits, and we've spotted Benoit Calanges and the rest of the team's new Scott Gambler. Looks absolutely amazing with all that integrated suspension. It's a really clean looking bike. Also just spotted some of the Scott team are using a new prototype Michelin tyre. We're told it's somewhere in between an intermediate and a mud tyre, and a lot of them are going to be using it this weekend, so it's really exciting to see. So we're just outside the Santa Cruz Syndicate pits, and it's new colourways all round for them on their Santa Cruz V10s. There's also a couple trick bits I spotted. Nina Hoffman seems to be running a mass damper. There's also some trick new Maxxis rubber, so we'll see if we can get a few more details on that. Okay, we're just at the Cube factory downhill pits, and we've got Rosa Zierl's brand new World Champs colourway bike. It's looking pretty special with a few trick bits. Notably, there's something going on with the brake down here. Could you just explain it? We've got Rosa's mechanic Ewan here.
We run a brake torque device, so that effectively separates the braking and the suspension and makes them independent from each other. So where on some bikes, even though it's got a horse link and the brakes will still work, it allows us to tune in the anti-rise numbers that we want. We can make the braking less or more effective dependent on which numbers we use. At the minute it's fixed in one position because we've identified a good number that works for us.
So we're here with TJ from Ohlins. Can you talk us through your bike quickly, TJ? It looks awesome.
The coolest pit bike in the pit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a Specialized Tero X 6.0, I think it's called.
Sweet.
And that we have turned into, what's it called? Like a SUV downhill kind of rig. We have pimped it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's very attracting to people. They come and look, and yeah, we're pretty pumped on it.
And what do you use this for? Like transferring suspension and forks around for servicing?
Rallying around in the pits,
Yeah.
delivering suspension, picking up suspension,
Yeah.
giving people a hard time. So, no, it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It looks sweet with these like yellow stanchion Ohlins on it and the Ohlins shock. This is like one of the coolest bikes in the pits, I
And
think.
they've got some prototype Brembos on
Prototype Brembos on a pit bike.
there.
You've seen it here first, guys.
Yeah.
So after all the suspension is collected on the Specialized e-bike, it arrives back here at the Ohlins factory setup van for a service. What sort of things are you doing to the guy's suspension?
Now, first of all, we're taking care of the mess from Champery,
Yeah.
and with all the mud and so on we have had for the last couple of races. And Champery was very special track with all the steepness and rough and so on. So now we're coming back to somewhat normal.
Yeah.
So it's going back on settings a little bit to what I would say most of the riders has been running all year until Champery.
Yeah.
So basically that's what we're doing here today.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Cool.
So we've just stopped by the Santa Cruz Syndicate pits again because we've been able to have a closer look at Jackson Goldstone's new World Championships bike. It was painted by Ali at Fat Creations, done very quickly after World Championships. There's a few cool bits on there, so it's also got some custom painted Chris King hubs as well. We've spotted some Maxxis test pilot tyres as well. It appears to be a brand new Fox 40 prototype. Can't see much details on it yet, but it seems to be a different crown on there. Jackson's also got some prototype looking grips. They're definitely not the standard Bergtech ones that we've seen him using earlier in the season, so quite interesting to see that. So we've just swung by Mondraker Factory Downhill Racing's pits, and we had a quick look at Ronan Dunn's Irish bike from World Championships just a few weeks ago. It's really cool to see he's running a mass damper on his seat post and just all the little trick bits he's run from World Championships. So we're here with Joe Breeden. We've just got his Intense bike. Can you tell us a little bit about your bike, please, Joe?
Yeah, this is my Intense M1 Gearbox belt drive prototype downhill bike. It's based off the stock production M1, which we spent quite a few years developing. Such an insane bike, and this year this is just the latest innovation of that bike, where everything's the same, only in the bottom is a gearbox, and then we have a belt drive. We have Crankbrothers on the rims. Really like that because they're one of the only few brands to make a different front to rear rim. Sweet. And you need a different, you benefit from different characteristics from a front to rear wheel, and most brands just make identical rims front to rear, but what the front wheel do and what the rear wheel do is so different. Yeah. So I really appreciate that. I think it gives us a bit of an advantage over a lot of the other brands.
Yeah, it's a mint looking bike. Was it something, the pinion gearbox, that you had to get used to compared to like a derailleur bike, or was it something you just hopped on straight away and you're like, I get this, or does it take a bit of time to adjust?
Oh, that's a very good question. Because it was all the same bike, like I had a very good understanding of how the suspension worked, but that changed a little bit with the amount of weight that's now under the gearbox. Straight out of the box, like first ride on it, you feel how active the rear suspension is and how dialed it is and how glued the rear end is to the floor. That's just a benefit. The one thing that took a little bit of adapting to is I just have to lean into corners like a little bit earlier. I initiate a little bit more lean because it's just slightly slower at changing direction, and that's mainly because it's a prototype bike as well. So it's on the heavier side, it's on the safer side. So yeah, it was a couple rides to find out what this new lean is and where and when do I lean into corners. But other than that, it was pretty much just straight benefits all round, like better grip, better momentum. And you just, as fast as you go, the more comfortable you feel. It's insane. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Joe. Best of luck for the weekend.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, dude. So we've just walked past the Bosch race support pits, and we've spotted what looks to be like an ABS system on the Canyon Sender that we've just seen. I know that they've been using this ABS system on a couple of electric cargo bikes, and it's not uncommon to see on a few e-bikes now, but it's really interesting to see that they might be developing it for downhill. So yeah, it's interesting to see where this goes now. It's the end of the day here in Lenzerheide. We had an amazing time looking through the downhill pits. Plenty of new bikes to look at and a lot of changes being made from Champery. Let me know what your favourite bike was. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.